It's been an interesting couple of weeks. The world has been shaken. We entered into seasons of uncertainties. But hey, we're still living, and we thank God. So today on the learning series, we're going to be looking at running a sustainable business in the new normal. You know, history has proven over and over again that whenever there's an incident that shakes the earth or the world or the way we see things as human, wherever new normal emerges. So, which means that the way that businesses were done before, prior to the incidences, would no longer be the way businesses will be done. COVID-19 is something that is serious, and I believe has battered a new normal, and so we need to learn how to run business in the new phase that we found ourselves. Over the past couple of weeks, like I said, I've done quite a bit of research. You know, I've done in-depth research into some of the past events that formed or battered new normals, and I was able to come up with few tips and few guidelines, a few strategies. Businesses that have been in these situations in the past, but it was only the strategic, it was only the goal-oriented that survived it. So today I'm going to be sharing with us 9 things. These 9 tips or strategies that I'm going to be sharing are guaranteed to help you build, run a viable business in the now, and altogether, sustainable business. So the first one is learning from history. Like I said, I did a little bit digging into the past. It won't hurt you to also go back and do some of those diggings. Just look at businesses, the household names that have been in existence maybe the last century, or that are still in existence maybe for the past 50 years or 60 years in your industry. I think it's time you go back, you go on the internet and search and learn about their story, learn about their past, and find out how they survived. We always say that we should learn from past mistakes, but I think we can also learn from past successes. So we're going to be leveraging on past successes. The point 2 that I'm going to be talking about is investing in success. This is not the time to shrink back. This is the time to take bold decisions. Times are tough, yes, but the best time to strike is when your competitors are weak. A lot of businesses are weak right now. We've had 6 weeks, for some of us 8 weeks of doing business from home, but not doing business as usual. For so many persons, sales have dropped. For so many persons, money generating activities seems to be non-existent. Things happening. So it's all of normal that we want to cut down on so many things. But like I said, the best time to be aggressive is when your competitors are weak. And I'm going to be the next point is going to leverage on this particular number 2 that says you should invest in success, and then we're going to look at it more. And point number 3, which is conduct market research, is going to be riding on this point number 2. This is the time to do market research. I've discovered that most SMEs in Nigeria hardly do market research. We just say that, okay, this particular industry is booming, maybe we can do something in it, or I just have this idea and I know that it's a viable idea, but I'm not just doing market research, I know it's going to work. So, but now none of that is going to work anymore. This time around, you have to conduct market research. For you in business, it's time for you to do market research. Spending pattern of your customers have changed. Their appetite for things have changed. So you really need to do market research to find out what they need at the moment. Which of your services can be improved? What new service or product can you add to meet the changing needs, the changing demands of your customers? I'm going to get to the point where we'll talk about the fact that customers are also cutting back on their spendings, but there are some that are still spending, and for those who are even cutting down on their spendings, they are still spending. so you can actually have a share of what they are spending. So this is the time to really conduct market research. On this is tough times definitely reshape your customer's mind. You need to know your customers well now. That way you're able to tap into the market or the market opportunities that knowing them will provide for you. Point number 4, support and protect your staff if you have any. Again, it's a tough time, and using facial masks, cleaning your decks at all times, maintaining social distance and all of that is something that we all have, taken seriously. But at the same time, the thing that you can do as a business is to come up with policies, protective policies, maybe like no travel policy or partial work from home policies, maintaining social distance in the office and all of that. These are just things that are not costly, these things that are not financially demanding that you can do. So some of the little things that you can do to ensure that your staff stay protected and they have this sense that the organization respects, values, and supports them. Point number 5, engage your staff and other stakeholders to ensure that you allocate resources smartly and appropriately. So what this is saying is, you as the CEO, you are not the only stakeholder in your business. You have your staff, you have your customers, you have other stakeholders depending on the size of your business. So you need to engage them to know where value is lost, where value is retained, or where value is generated, so that you can allocate resources appropriately. So to do this, you have to engage your staff, you have to engage your customers and other stakeholders that are critical to the success of your business. You don't have to spend money to do this. A simple Survey Monkey form will do this for you. You just need to know what you're looking for, the questions you're asking. But the bottom line is you want to find where value is being created maximally, and then you want to be able to say that you're allocating resources to that particular section of your business so that you're maximizing your cost and you're cutting off the waste, right? The sixth point is build your capacity. As a CEO, you have to build your capacity. The way you've been doing businesses in the past will be challenged now. So you need to build your capacity, especially in courses as relating to strategy formulation. So you have to go, run courses. There are several courses online. There are several interesting and fantastic courses online that you can run on strategy. We also have some that you can participate in on strategies. This is the time to build your capacity the more. Some of the wisdoms of businesses that you knew before, you will need to challenge them, and if you do not have the critical thinking ability, you won't be able to challenge those wisdoms. So this is the time for you to build. If you've not been the type of business owner that is keen on capacity building, now more than ever, you need to invest in capacity building. You really, really need to invest in capacity building. So for you have to take courses. It could be free, it could be paid for, but just make sure that you pick a course that will help you and guide you in running an effective business in this new normal, especially as it relates to strategy. Point number 7, advertise. This seems strange, but one of the things that I discovered during my research was that the companies that have become the big fishes now actually did not rest on advertising during the depression era or the plagues that had happened in the past. They kept on advertising. The interesting thing is, during pandemics like this, during pandemics or any of these other events that shakes the earth or the world, many organizations, just the first thing they want to cut in their budget will be the advertising budget, and so that also impacts on the advertisement industry, and the resultant effect is the fact that advertisement cost actually drops. So then is the time to leverage on the drop in the cost of advertisement, and to really, really create adverts that give you visibility. This is the time for you to ingrain yourself in the minds and in the hearts of people through advertisement. So whether it is because the world is gradually going going, almost 100% digital, this may be the time to run those digital ads. This may be the time to run the Facebook ad, the Instagram ad, the Google ad, and all the ads that you think are necessary or are suitable for your particular industry. But do not say you want to do away with advertisement because the times are uncertain. This is a time for you to build for the future. This is a time to turn yourself into an household name. So advertise, and advertise. Point number 8. Be a leader. I know you are a CEO. I know you run your business, but are you a leader? Well, this is the time for you to be close to your staff if you have any. This is the time for you to be closer to your team. This is the time for you to be really, really closer to them. This is the time for you guys to come together, set goals, set milestones, set metrics, and measure your progress with the metrics that you have set. This is the time to set objectives. This is the time to not make decisions solo because you're just the CEO. When you're changing this direction, you should. This is the time that you carry. As you're changing direction, you carry your staff along. That this is the direction we're taking now. We're going now, and let's review it. Together. This is the time to come together like a cohesive team and make something great of your business. So this is not the time to start forming the boss man or the boss woman or the CEO. This is the time to really come, be with your staff, and run this business as it should. And for this particular one, I believe that a conceptual framework would come handy for you. So if you want a copy of the conceptual framework template, you should actually go to our website. The link will be posted in the description of this video. Point number 9, which is the final point, is game-changing strategies. This is the time for you to review your business models. Some of us are actually running a business model that is quite expensive. This is the time for you to consider low-budget business models. This is the time for you to think of not offering just products but service. Because if you're into products, for every product there's a service line. So this is the time for you to now go back and strategically, critically think about your business and the service lines that can come, with it as a package. So this is the time for you to, 1, review your business model, 2, come up with service lines, especially services that can be rendered online. The reasoning abilities to come up with game-changing strategies to run your businesses. Again, services. That should be the word that is ringing in your ears right now. So that brings me to the end of the 9 points that I said I was going to share. So wrapping up, I'm just going to leave you with few charges or few thoughts in the 1, you have to be smarter, you have to be better, you have to be faster. Because whether you like it or not, the reality is there's going to be fierce competition. As in, if you thought you had competitors before, now you have more competitors that, you have way more. The competition is going to be fierce. So now is the time for you to take initiative, to respond to issues and not react to issues, and execute your strategies with serious, single-minded focus and determination, and see this season, see this era, see this new normal as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be great. So with these 9 points, I believe you would actually be able to implement maybe 4 to 5 of the 9 points that I have here. If you have questions or you have additions, you want to make contributions to this particular episode, please feel free to comment down below or go to our website and make your comment. And again, if you want the conceptual framework, just click on the link that will be attached there with and request for a copy of the conceptual